Have you ever found yourself captivated by a feeling you could not control? A longing that seemed stronger than reason itself? Have you ever wondered how love, desire, or attachment can cloud the mind and create suffering, even when the heart believes it is following something pure? Today's story reveals a gentle yet profound teaching from the Buddha, showing how wisdom and compassion can transform even the most delicate situations. Stay with this tale until the very end, for within it lies a timeless mirror that may speak to your own heart. Welcome to Buddha and Mindfulness, a place where ancient wisdom meets our modern journey of self-discovery. The story we will share today is not only about a young monk and a girl who fell in love with him, but also about how the Buddha skillfully turned a delicate challenge into a profound lesson on desire, attachment, and liberation. Ananda, the cousin and one of the closest disciples of the Buddha, was a young man when he chose to walk the path of Dharma. Known for his gentle heart and striking appearance, Ananda often inspired respect, but at times, his youthful charm also brought him unexpected difficulties. One afternoon, while returning from alms in the city of Shravasti, Ananda passed by a well. His throat was dry, and he approached a young village woman named Matanga, who was drawing water from the well. Politely, Ananda asked her, "May I have some water to drink?" At first, Matanga hesitated. She lowered her gaze and replied shyly, "Venerable sir, I am only a poor farmer's daughter. I am unworthy to offer you anything." Ananda smiled with kindness. "Sister, I am a monk. To me, there is no difference between the rich and the poor. Please, may I drink?" Hearing these words, Matanga was struck by his humility and compassion. She gave him water, but at that very moment, her heart began to stir. His calm voice and handsome appearance left an impression she could not forget. The next day, as Ananda walked again through the town, Matanga was waiting for him. She had dressed in her best clothes, her hair neatly styled, her eyes searching for the monk she admired. When she saw him, she greeted him with a smile that carried more than politeness. Ananda, still young and unaccustomed to such situations, felt a wave of unease. He offered a respectful nod and continued on his way, but inside, he sensed that this was not a passing gesture. On the following day, Matanga was there again. This time she followed Ananda as he walked, her words filled with determination, her presence impossible to ignore. The monk felt trapped in a delicate situation, one that could not be resolved by turning away. Unsure of what to do, Ananda returned to the monastery and told the Buddha everything. After listening, the Buddha did not scold Ananda, nor did he reject the girl outright. Instead, he asked Ananda to bring Matanga to him. When Matanga heard this invitation, she was surprised, but her hope of winning Ananda gave her courage to come. When she stood before the Buddha, he looked at her gently and said, "Ananda is a monk, walking on the path of Dharma. If you wish to be his wife, you must first become a bhikkhuni, a woman who has renounced the world for 1 year. Only then may your wish be considered. Are you willing to do this?" Matanga's eyes lit up. She thought her dream was finally within reach. Without hesitation, she replied, "Yes, Blessed One, I am willing." The Buddha then added, "But to leave your home, you must first seek your parents' permission. Can you return and ask them?" Matanga agreed and went home. To her surprise, her mother was overjoyed. "My daughter, to become a bhikkhuni under the Buddha is a blessing far greater than marriage. You must go." With her parents' consent, Matanga shaved her head, donned the robes of a nun, and entered the community of bhikkhunis. At first, she still held tightly to her hidden desire, believing that after a year she would finally be united with Ananda. But life inside the monastery slowly began to change her. She listened to the teachings, practiced meditation, and lived each day with simplicity. Gradually, the fire of her passion cooled. The romantic dreams she once carried began to feel heavy, unnecessary, even childish. By the 6th month, Mitanga realized that her pursuit of Ananda had been one-sided and misguided. What she had mistaken for love was actually attachment, born from desire and illusion. She began to see clearly how her longing caused her own suffering and disturbed the peace of another. When Mitanga came to the Buddha again, her eyes were filled with tears, but her voice was steady. She bowed low and said, "Blessed One, I understand now. My feelings were nothing but attachment. I repent for the trouble I caused. From this day forward, I no longer seek Ananda. Instead, I wish to follow you as a true bhikkhuni, dedicating my life to the Dharma." The Buddha smiled gently and reminded her of a truth that applies to all beings. There are 5 kinds of craving that bring suffering to humans. The craving for wealth, the craving for beauty, the craving for fame, the craving for food, and the craving for sleep. Among these, you fell into the second, the craving for beauty. Only when these 5 cravings are overcome can one find true peace and freedom. Hearing this, Mitanga felt a deep release. The chains of her longing broke apart, replaced by clarity and calm. From then on, Mitanga devoted herself fully to her practice. She meditated, studied the Dharma, and served others with compassion. Over time, she became one of the most respected bhikkhunis, her past no longer a shadow, but a source of strength. Her transformation inspired many, proving that even misguided desire can become the doorway to awakening. Though some criticized the Buddha for allowing a poor farmer's daughter to join the Sangha, he never wavered. He upheld the truth of equality, teaching that enlightenment is open to all, regardless of class, wealth, or origin. The story of Mitanga and Ananda is more than a tale of youthful attraction. It is a teaching about how the Buddha approached life's challenges not with force, but with patience, insight, and compassion. He did not condemn, nor did he reject. Instead, he created the conditions for transformation, allowing Mitanga to walk her own path toward realization. For us today, the lesson is timeless. When faced with conflict or temptation, we may try to push it away or fight against it, but often the wiser path is to guide it, to transform it, and to let understanding grow naturally. By practicing patience and compassion, we not only solve problems without creating resentment, but we also help others discover their own wisdom. In this way, we become masters of our own life, free from the chains of craving and untouched by the storms of desire. Thank you for listening to this story on Buddha and mindfulness. May the journey of Mitanga remind you that even the most difficult attachments can be turned into stepping stones toward freedom. If you found meaning in this story, please join us again for more timeless teachings of the Buddha, guiding us toward peace, clarity, and compassion in everyday life.